towards the back line possible alongside Kawanzin and QCK, but I mean, both teams pulling out the curveball.
You know what?
Yoru on map 2 and 3 here. Definitely excited to see it and fitting for the closing of this series.
Oh, Mike, I can't believe it. I'm not mad about it. Not mad about it at all. Sadak, not going to spot Meteor there. So
timing's perfect for Meteor, yeah.
He's going to find value from it, though. Trying to bait it in, almost. See Lucky at trying to set something in motion, but yeah, it sadly goes to nothing, which is always a little bit of a disappointment. Oh, the swing! That flash to the swing was fantastic. Lakia is incredible to at least trade that back into touch, but at this point, Genji have already got side control, right? So Plant's going to come down. Bit of a strange exchange in middle, but also look at Lakia's positioning.
Yeah, wrapping all the way around. I think did note that QCK was chasing him, but now in a position.
His timing's.
Yeah, to cause an issue back towards short. QCK trying to deal with.
Good paranoia.
The door on the way back through, yeah. Slowing things down, but you noted it before. Look at Lakia now.
It's got to get there in time because Munchkin's fallen, maybe very late, but I guess the plant is for it, right? Look at the plant position. That's perfectly placed for it. Karon's done really well here. Texture trying to keep their attention. QCK wins the fight. Now we got to look at that plant position. Does it come into play?
Oh.
Lucky's gone down. QCK over-delivering, overdoing it, and Karon's getting in it. The Clutch King himself gonna pull this one off. And GENG with the first.
Beautiful conversion from GENG. I just think the whole time there, Lakia's the one to really throw a spanner in the works, but dealt with very quickly. Beautiful aggression from Loud to come out here. It's actually QCK's flash to open things up initially. He finds 3 on the round here, but forced into a very tricky position. Try and stick through this first half defuse. GENG pissed around on the board. Only a ghost in the hands of Tui's. See what resistance there is here. Only noting one as Sadak to drift away from main. A preemptive rotation comes through from Loud. Definitely the firepower suiting GENG though, as we've said.
No real threats yet. You can see Loud are poised very nearby though, just at that jumper point. Oh, the timing. How has Sadak lived through that? That feels like texture was good for it. Paranoia.
Sadak's 1 HP.
Oh yeah, the Paranoia actually catching so many. Sadak and less though, finding value from the door, and now Texture feeling a little bit pinched here, and the shots aren't clean. Loud turning this one back on its head. And Munchkin
they're both
and
locked
Meteor,
out in main.
Yeah, they're both at the same spot. This is rough. The HP is really low though, and GENG just need to try and weather this one out. Les doesn't have the HP to play with, but he does get himself a nice little upgrade here, so could do well. He knows it's coming though. He's read. Oh, you couldn't read that one though. A really nice attempt and made it very costly.
Touch and go for a moment there.
Yeah.
I think with Tui's falling when he did it, if there was a smoke coming up or any possibility to cut sight lines here. Obviously noting the fragment and the nano swarm still available for Munchkin and Meteor, so. Yeah, Loud definitely making things work. Like I said, Sadak swinging back through 1 HP and finding a kill. Some damage done. Obviously GENG be suffering from that. Just 2 guardians. Well, actually now Meteor rifle in hand as well. The Sheriffs to round out the purchase.
Doesn't feel as a threatening of a bonus, but I want to see what they can do with it, really. Rifle with Meteor is the interesting part to me, and a pace change. Very quick to this. Sadak is going to get the drop on them, sure, but does get to keep away with his life. Tui's going to try and post the Paranoia. Texture's ahead of it though, and Sadak's gonna check him. Just straight body check him on the corner. Texture's gonna go down. Nice still underhand. Flash again, still stalling out here. Costing them a great deal. Sadak is being a nuisance. But he actually gets caught.
Tries to flash out.
I thought he was good for it then.
Maybe with the door would last another second or two. Kawanzin is the better Lakia. Now brings it to a 2v4. And Sadak, the only one that GENG able to really pin down.
Timing. Bloody hell. Brilliant from Les. You'll take it every day of the week. You're smiling with that. Caron saved him in the pistol. I think this might be a little too far. Although Kawanzin really wants to give up his life. Does he expect less? No, he doesn't. Les catching crosses twice now. And happy with it. Loud going to make it through that first hurdle. It was the bonus for GENG though, so How'd you keep 3 rifles? They'll be okay with that. This is the big test, though.
Yeah, great work from Sadak and Tui's in the last round as well to isolate, really create some space between Texture and the rest of GenG's numbers. As I said, Meteor doesn't actually land the molly to try and force Sadak out there and is punished. If that's a focal point for GenG, because every single round here, Loud running with a different setup. We know how they like to play around the breach, create as many possibilities as possible, but a big crunch outside here. Meteor can't pin anything down.
That's actually horrific for him. He's going to be gutted with that lucky. Oh, QCK right nearby, and they are just getting mauled to death here. Loud in their face, aggressive, pushing them in spawn. Loud, unrelenting now. Karen, again, in a similar position to before, this time in a worse scenario, however. Sadak is low on HP, and they're drifting back. They're falling away.
Try and run the clock down now. Still 60 seconds for Karen to work with, so plenty of time to make something happen. We've seen the clutch ability of this player in this series so far. This is a tall order here. Less Sadak and Cowanzine to overcome. Have his ultimate available, but obviously question marks as to exactly how Loud have retreated.
The whole map feels like a threat.
I mean, you see he's clearing every single angle here. And those 60 seconds now turn into 30.
Where does he go with this? There's no smart guess, because there's no way you can put together where they are, right? There's no way you can just gamble an informed choice. It just doesn't work. So you're going to try and bait it out with the smoke.
Nobody's going to see that smoke, though.
Oh. So not really going to have the impact he wants. 15 seconds now, and he's walking towards the site with 2 players.
They're both tucked in hell as well.
Yeah, and he's leaving it so late. There's almost no time for adjustment. There's the smoke, and they're going to close the gap here. Yep, he knows it. He's a sitting duck. He takes down 130 HP now, and he's unthreatened. Spike is in. Oh my god. Oh my god, I thought
he was way off that. I thought he was way off that plan. Oh, regardless.
Okay, all good.
Unless
all good.
Seals the deal here. We'll give an orb across to Sadak. The Karen, man.
Whoa, you
those
saw
last
a window,
5 seconds
didn't you?
look like 10 somehow.
God. How did he get away with that? The fact that he just stood there. Bullets flying past, tracers just real close by. Give him the old nose job at that point. Just barely making it out. Wild. But again, this whole round, Mike, they're literally pushing him in spawn.
Yeah. Beautiful setup here from Loud to open things up. Sadak catching his breath after that. We'll see how much Loud have cooked. Again, because a lot of these set pieces they have, we'll hold that thought for a minute.
It's pacey. You can see the exchange of the knives, both going to note each other's positions and progression towards a Texture. Disrespecting the utility. Doesn't care, goes straight through, Stinger in hand, still wants more, not going to get more. Meteor follows up towards QCK, but there's still Tui's, and Tui's is holding on, and he's holding on damn well. No access allowed, Tui's. That's his site.
GenG have previously run away with a few rounds like that in this series, but well handled, well maintained here by Loud. A massive gap in mid that's exploited by Texture. He's up short so quickly, all the way into tree. Unfortunately, nobody from GenG able to really make too much progress on the other side. I think Sadak slowing things down with the fragment. Able to keep things in check. So maybe a little bit of aggression outside A here. I've seen Cowanzine set up.
Oh yeah.
Flash of the TP comes through.
Commitment behind this. Garon's above you. Both! And he gets both. He waited so long for that as well. Real patient play from him there.
Can't even really say it's a little complacent from Loud. Garon kind of waits out both pieces of utility. Munchkin now looking to re-aggress with him. There's still 2 members of Loud on the other side of this.
You're surely thinking, no one's going to be sat here, right? Like, you're doing your diligent work here from Munchkin, you know, he's checking, but GenG, I mean, the aggression has been there, and they get rewarded for that heads-up work, that diligence in play, and even might catch that mid-lurk. This is lovely. GenG reading Loud like a book, prepared perfectly, and delivered. Scoreline looking much, much more even.
Absolutely, but a full house for GENG in terms of the ultimates. So plenty of options for them now. The other side of things, less obviously one away, Karen's 3 off, but Karen able to turn the tides on this early round aggression, tie things up. So with this lineup coming through, GENG might look for a pacey set piece. Well, Sadak can do the same thing again. It's been too easy for Sadak to slow down some of this aggression previously. Once his Fury invested as well.
Oh, but Munchkin ahead of it, catching Sadak on the back pedal. And I'm looking for the lockdown, it's there as well. That's looking like the site is very comfortably theirs, but I'm looking at the spike though. And
well, Karen's TP'd onto B, yeah. This is just a fake around the lockdown.
I reckon Tui's can do anything about this.
I mean, just TP'd ahead. Oh, he actually cancelled.
I thought he might commit. I was almost hoping he does, but decides to back away. Won't have much info from that then. But his positioning's good to catch Meteor potentially. No,
such
really
a small
tough.
Angle.
Now less with the spray, pulled away from the dash, but gonna have to fall off from this. Respect the cross. Spike made it to sight.
Yeah, really strange round here.
Yeah. Oh,
The
and another
invested, but yeah, QCK now looking to try and find some information. The stun on the back of that info and punished by less.
Okay.
The value found here, but Munchkin responds.
And then you got to look at the late positioning coming up from Meteor as well. Good positioning on this. The weird spot that's going to be coming in from Munchkin. This is all, oh my word, Tui's. Backhands him on the way towards the side. Now you look at the backside. This is Karon, the guy who's super clutch, the guy who gets some great work done, and they're doing it right now. Munchkin falls, so now they know where that last player is. Tui's. Can he close the gap? Can he find them? He can, but it doesn't matter. Karon is so sharp with it. Yeah, that round was bizarre, Mike, but it works out.
It's a very well invested fake. Obviously with Karen the one to TP across early. Does confirm obviously Loud's reposition, but I mean again, something goes wrong in the mid round here. Tui's commits to that TP for some reason. Somebody catches off, you know, catches the rotation, sorry, through Link. It feels very, very uneasy. Looks snappy from the other POV. It looked even worse from Karen's.
He's stepping up, he's warming up. We've seen a lot of, you know, texture moments here and there. We've seen a lot of the other players as well having their time, but Karen this map certainly leading the fray. And we're looking at what they've got. Pistols, Stingers, Guardians at most for the Loud side. So a little rough around the edges and hoping to maybe find an advantage where there probably isn't one. At the moment, Tui's is currently holding back 2 players who are looking for the orb there. No chance to really do any damage on it either.
I have the spike.
GENG just trying to get a good feel of the setup here from Loud. That's obviously semi-committed towards this. A stun off Karen's maybe on contact here. Could set things in motion as GENG are drifting as 5.
This could be quite nice.
Yeah, into this choke point. TP's already sent across as well, so QCK can be here pretty quick. First one there, and the stun does slow things down as well, Lauren.
Yeah, fantastic. Isolates one. That gives them a chance. They pull the rotation, 3 players on the side now. Going to be difficult for GENG to cleanly take this. They've still got a little bit of kit, though, to play with. Not a massive amount, but Munchkin and Larkia's kit is in play, but they've got to be careful approaching the side. Looks like they want to fight towards CT. Sadak's here, though. This is becoming messy. This isn't right. This is going terribly wrong. And Tui's comes out of the flash just behind Munchkin, though. Going to lose his life. And now where do they go? Do they go back towards A? Do they run it down towards B? They're going to go into the unknown, and it's the right choice. Munchkin holds them back. And now the 1v1, this upgrade to round, so QCK going to get himself the Phantom. Karen with the plant, this guy has been good. Leading the board for GENG.
It's open as well, so plenty of opportunities for Karen to reposition, play a number of different angles and plenty of question marks for QCK.
No kit for QCK either, no additional utility to maybe work with.
And the time probably going to decide this one, Lauren.
Feels like it, doesn't it? Unless it's a fumble from Karen, but it feels like that guy is not making mistakes there. And you're right, the time, you can hear it. Clock's starting to tick faster, and QCK has to at least get this to half. He knows it. His options are very limited. That open plant, he's got it to halfway. That's not bad. Oh, and Karen with a wide swing across, dragging QCK's aim way out of the comfort zone. He's going to get the round. I mean, this guy's worth his weight in gold currently. 11 kills, 4 deaths, and a good couple of rounds that he's been tipping the scales on.
I mean, already what he's done so far in this series, but delivering here in map 3, versus a team like Loud. You can't ask much more of your rookie. Composed in the clutch here once again. And giving it on stage as well. The energy's still there for GENG. Almost riding the wave here. Loud, I don't want to call this a desperation timeout. It's a 5-3 scoreline, but
they do feel behind the curve. If we're talking about, I guess, round pacing, the way the rounds have gone down, I mean, it's 3-5, sure, but it's been a correction from GENG. They brought it back from those 3 rounds on the trot that Loud claimed. They've got a good grip on the game. We're seeing the individuals show up here. I'm not seeing Loud determining pace, it feels like. They're a little bit behind on that, which normally I credit quite highly towards Loud. I think they're a very good team at demanding the pace, either defense or attack, it doesn't really matter. So seeing them a little bit behind the curve here, still want to say a little bit more from that Yoru coming into play, see if I like a bit more of it. It's not had masses of time to show.
No, there's been a couple of small pieces we've seen around, obviously the ultimate, the fault line coming on the back of that. Obviously that early aggression with QCK finding his way all the way into tiles and pressuring into GENG's spawn, but certainly have it. Again, we're not really expecting too many switch-ups. Obviously the Yoru really addresses a lot of the issues on the attack.
Yes.
In terms of getting through choke points, addressing the back line, and
give it an operator.
Yeah.
Well, this is set for his success, right? He is in the place for this if they do continue on this pathing, but there is that question mark middle. That was a very wide peak from Caron to stand
Similar to the last round.
Yeah, this time a little earlier in the round than before, but now Meteor with 3 on the platter, going to spot the first and slip across. He does have support there in the form of texture.
No way they re-texture.
Surely not, especially by finding Munchkin, right? Like this, if anything, plays them in even further, but he's got to play patience, and it's going to pay dividends. He's going to find one, and Lucky claims less. So this battle in middle is somewhat going GENG's way. QCK tries to re-clear.
Oh, no.
Misses. That's heartbreak. But the second bite of the cherry potentially could be the one. This could be it. Could he find him? Oh, the angle is rotten! And Texture just dancing around him. Leaving 2, he's just drifting around like there's nowhere to go.
See, some of the weirdest rounds of Valorant today.
Yes.
I mean, such
a
strange exchange in mid here. And Lakia finding that, I can't even remember that. I mean, I think it's the kill onto Les, if I'm not mistaken, that really throw things into disarray. And like here, dashing past, and then Tui's expecting them to commit towards B. GENG really starting to feel themselves.
Oh yeah.
And getting a good grasp on some of the chaos in the mid-round here.
That's an elusive thing to be able to do. It's a very small list that people have been able to handle Loud in some of those more chaotic moments as well when they try and get in their faces too, because we saw that aggression from Loud in just a couple of rounds prior, and they were literally pushing them in spawn. So they've weathered that, but now we go again. We look at this. QCK, quite aggressive towards B, but he's going to fall away from this. We can see all the attention is towards A. That knife is very, very important.
Problem being, there are 2 lurks elsewhere, so Les has to consider the possibility. You can see he is trying to get a feel for things elsewhere. GENG drift away from this, sending 2 up catwalk. New texture. Caron to try and find something. For the rest of the setup as well. Now tucked into the corner. Oh, come on, committed here as well.
Okay, texture. Whole lot of targets and very little time, but they are damn good at this. Clearing through well, too. He's still going to draw blood, but it's GENG sweeping the side perfectly. Lucky on the follow-up, and it's QCK tucked away. Quietly waiting this out, but there's problems here. He was noted on the knife, so what are you meant to do at this point?
They're going to know he's in hell as well.
Yeah, surrounded and hounded. Look at Lucky. That's cruelty. That's what you get for trying to come ahead of the reload. Oh, my word. Got a little scary there, huh?
Down to 12 HP there. Oof. But a 7-3 lead for GENG nonetheless. Loud missing everything but the null command committed in the previous. GENG, a Hunter's Fury, a Blade Storm, and a TP of their own. Really looking to stretch Loud out in this first half of Ascent. Almost can't believe it, but a string of rounds unanswered here.
5. That's huge. And again, oh, look at this combination. This could be really nasty. They have seemed to make it out alive. Karon does find Tui's in the meantime as well.
Oh, he's drifting out short here. Look at where the death marker
Yeah,
is.
they can't stop succeeding, it feels like, this team.
QCK, though, look at the ping. They've actually pinged out exactly where QCK's repositioned to. A couple of pings elsewhere, but
I want to see
the
how
awareness is here from GENG.
See how well you clear this. Oh, that's how well. A pop flash. He does turn it, so QCK so quick on that. Can't do much more, though. Finding one is really valuable, considering they already noted that position. They were already heads up about it. That is wild. GENG. Bloody impressive, this side.
I think only noting texture there, but maybe a little bit of a red herring. He's noted towards short. Especially with the smoke coming through now. 2 other members of Loud have committed towards this B site hold. TP will come through, will confirm presence on back site. Cow and Zine less do here. Rolling Thunder to work with. 2 snake bites as well.
25 seconds.
That's big.
Time. It's running short. Spike is still in the hands of Karon. He's the one to keep him in the back of your mind. If you see that player, look at his position. More stall going to be invested here. They've got to move further ahead. They can't sit back and wait anymore. The plant going to come down. They can't deny it. It looks like they're going to be held at the back of Boathouse. They can't escape here. And now it's a firing squad. But Loud onto back. Karon and Meteor in perfect unison. And it's Sadak slowly working forward. Finally gets towards the B site.
The one-way goes up as well.
That's half of the entry points gone, removed. He now knows that Meteor was playing a little bit closer, tucked by the boxes, but so much to clear in so little time. And you can hear it, that spike ticking, his time dwindling, running low, looking like another 8th for GENG here, who are under the gun. The smoke just coming back up. This guy has no hope in it. GENG playing an exceptional game here against Loud.
And we could be in a similar situation to what we saw on Breeze, which is just too few rounds to really make this comp change, you know, get limit tested.
Give fair chance. I just don't know if it's enough. Maybe 4?
6 unanswered for GENG. Karon now 17-5, leading the charge.
What a game from him. What a map from him. Good series. I think Tex should be up there for series. But this map, he has been exceptional.
Get out of my way.
Right place for it too here, though. Quite a lot of Loud on the other side on A. Wait and see if they fully commit through this. GENG tempering the pace a little, allowing Texture to probably get a little bit of work done with this operator.
To slow things down, maybe anticipating the lesser purchase from Loud, equating to some form of aggression across the map, but as the smoke comes up, a fragment comes out from Munchkin. And follow up on this paranoia. I was just looking to slow any progress from GENG.
I mean, the thing is, though, GENG is so happy to do late executes.
Yeah,
it doesn't even matter. If you're not going to capitalize on it, it feels like, they're still going to be happy to hit on 20 seconds.
TP sent out by QCK as well. So ready to rotate. GENG have got themselves set towards it, and it's Karon again. Sadak will fall, a first blood will open up round 12 here. So he has to respect this now. We'll still have QCK here, but tricky spots to work from.
Karenzi maybe. Has he got what it takes? Oh, the flash, the little delay on it as well, bouncing off the wall. He couldn't even turn it in time. Last only good for 1, and they're succeeding everywhere. Now it's QCK and Tui's split between the map and hello, turn around. Texture gets there first, removing QCK, opening up the site for a plant, and Munchkin takes out Tui's. This has been decisive, Mike. Breeze was a different deal, but seeing the scoreline like this...
Look at that timeline.
Look at it. Look at that. What can you say about it? That was a masterclass from GENG there.
Absolutely is, and we do still have the questions, the composition in the second half, if this is what it's designed for by Loud, but I mean, coming out of that, it's a tall order.
The big question now is 3 rounds enough for us to even have a chance to see what that new Yoru's going to look like, what they could do on this? I'm not sure it is.
We never know, Pansy and Hypok, we never know. But the thing is, in terms of that Yoru and this comp, Mimi, what do you think about what we have seen so far?
I think we saw a few cool rounds, right, where they had these preset plans and they were working well. But I think where Loud got diffed was later into this game when it came down to the fundamentals. This is an example of the good, right, for Loud, where they have this really cool kind of variant of almost a shark attack, where you're crunching into B main and punishing GENG for it. But then as we got later on, we still saw Loud going for some of these ideas, but making little mistakes, not clearing the corner in Pizza, not looking up when they're going for that fight in A main. GENG players are sitting there, they punish. GENG, I also thought, did a really good job of slowing down, waiting for this aggression, knowing that this comp lacks information, because its only active info is a Kaonek, no Sova drone, no Sova dart, and it lacks information because you have no Sentinel to hold space in the mid-round. They just had to bide their time, pick the right moment in the mid-round, and they were so successful at doing so.
Yeah, but it's still not enough, because on the other side, Kakuka, Karon, he's here.
Hear me out. The performance that we're seeing coming out from him, we were talking about all the names that are going to be back in the stage and the new faces that we're seeing. This is the controller that you want to see. We talked about all the rookies, how MADRID and the rest of KC had a brilliant day, but Karon is on a track of his own. 413 ACS just in this first half. And not only that, we're seeing him on stage going crazy, shouting at their opponents. Even at the beginning of the day, he was like, who's Loud? I don't hear anything. They're very quiet for being called Loud.
Yeah, this GENG team is looking electric. Texture is stepping up as well. They look on course to upset Loud 2-0. What a moment it would be for GENG.
Yeah, they're on the precipice of a potential upset here. Pansy and Hypok, let's see if they can bring this home.
That's the big question, is it? Can they? Can they actually bring this home? 3 rounds were all that Loud could claim.
Like I said, we're in exactly the same boat as we were on Breeze. Now we need to see this composition really do numbers for Loud.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
GENG basically have to drop the ball here, because they were in total control that first half.
Yeah.
All starts with the pistol.
I mean, got weirdly close on Breeze, and Cuban GENG didn't even win that second pistol. They turned the next one or something mad. But if we're going to talk, you know, odds and statistics and what you expect to happen, if Loud want a chance, it starts here. This pistol is critical, vital to success. GENG could hammer in that first nail in this game. Munchkin's about to get a whole lot of info on that. Yep, hello, that's half the team there. Where's the 5th? Doesn't matter, let's focus on the 1st. Les does find luckier, so that
Fragment doesn't land either.
might be a bit of a problem here, actually, yeah. Kawanzine gonna find Munchkin. Oh, Sadak as well. That's gorgeous. Meteor with a lot on his plate, and he ain't gonna be able to do much about it. That's clear cut from Loud.
Clinical to kick things off here. So you need to see the conversion on the second, but finally a response on that round timeline. Could that be... I was going to say, I don't know how much of Lakia was visible there, but it didn't look like much.
One enemy remaining.
Sadak luckily played in some favorable timing there in that mid-lurk.
Round by round.
No investment here from GENG. Haven't seen it since Icebox.
Yeah, only a couple of sheriffs. I think it's Shorty there for Karon, but that's about it. So it needs to be quite the mistake to go astray. And Les isn't particularly, you know, looking like he's trailing in this. He's still got that kind of confidence. He's willing to really brawl out. UCK on the other side, doing rather nicely. And yeah, this is Loud looking almost automated in the way they're working through this. GENG not really having much of a looking yet on this map, at least. Yeah, done. Cool. Get it out of the way. Flawless second here in the second half. Loud now with an opportunity.
Yeah, you'd almost hope. Obviously, the conversion is going to come through from this round 3 as well. Make things as comfortable as possible at the start of this second half. Actually, even getting things together here. Two Vandals, 2 Bulldogs to work with. Not stacked up ahead of the spawn barrier dropping. GENG may be toying with the idea of getting aggressive outside B here.
Well, it looks like it, doesn't it? And the flash as well, Les. But Les will fight. Les will always fight. Tui's taking a look towards middle as well. We have seen a lot of attention to market coming out from GENG too. There's a lot of pressure points. Meteor's the first one to draw blood, dropping Cowanzine, and he gets a follow-up on QCK as well. He is dominated short now. That's a problem, because that unlocks all of that stress, and it allows Meteor to roam. He might even get a bit more. He's seen so much here. Paranoia, yes, is going to at least slow him down, but he ran it like a book. He's going to be punished on that. That was a round and a half from Meteor, and honestly, Loud just falling short.
Absolutely. Let's see, with that round loss, let's see what the purchase looks like, or at least the funds look like behind this for Loud now. Double digits found for GENG. Meteor, the stranglehold gifted the third onto 2Es as well. If maybe he thought that Meteor had slipped a little further back onto short, but with the second player in mid, argue, yeah.
But again, that was the bonus now into the bite. But it was a well-situated bonus, and it wasn't because of the weaponry. So, you know, we wait and see. Texture willing to go walkabouts. It's a little bit of a look. In the meantime, we've got that mid-control. Oh, the timing!
That is ridiculous for Meteor.
Oh. Makes your stomach drop a little. You can see Sadak wants revenge, but the Aldrone's going to check him. They know the position now. Really
solid protocols on display here from GENG. Meteor might even be played onto the second. It's a stab at it, but doesn't overcommit.
It feels like middle's off the cards. You can't work that anymore. They're 2 heads up about it. So where did they go now, right? You've still got a little bit of room on A, but they don't know about any of this. They don't know about Munchkin's position, who's just about to get his knife back as well. So that's going to be the grand reveal. Unless he actually gets shoulder checked first. Oh, it gets denied. He doesn't get the full picture. Now Texture. Oh, that's clean from Texture. 2 big hits, 2 headshots. Spike dropped and predicts 2Es just as well.
Oh my God.
On, Texture, get another. Show us what you got.
This guy is absolutely phenomenal. Map 3 finds GENG their 11th round. And looking so damn clean in the process. And we talked about it being maybe concerning if GENG have to rely on these individuals, but in rounds like that, it just looks so clean cut.
It does, really does. Oh, they're ecstatic. Absolutely elated. 11, when you string together 2, it really turns it, 'cause you know the Loud's money now is gonna feel that pinch. It's not gonna be in a good position. And they pump the brakes. Loud know it. This game was, you know, recoverable on the half. They did what they had to do. They got that pistol, but the second those rifles came out, GENG re-emerging.
I mean, really, if you look at bringing this composition out, the fact that QCK is the first to fall in the previous, it takes away some of those options that, you know, Loud maybe did have cooked up. Now they come into the next round 5 of the second half with no ultimates to really fall back on. I mean, yeah, QCK won away, but he's going to have a stinger maybe to make something happen with. But I noticed it in the previous, the defensive protocols here from GENG, really well drilled. Nobody overcommitting. Players delivering in positions they need to. And Meteor, the prior example, Texture here, another. Really, really caught off guard. I said the map veto the first curveball of the day, some of the compositions along the way, but GENG have thoroughly impressed me.
Yes.
Loud, unfortunately, falling a little short in my eyes.
And not
but
because
it's not often we say that.
No, exactly. And it's not just solely, you know, oh, we didn't like this comp, we didn't like this. It was genuinely, I think GENG outplayed them here. Quite hard as well. But as it stands, we come back in with a shoddy buy for Loud. Stinger, Stinger, Sheriff, and that's about it. The other side.
They pretty much have to make something work in this round.
Yes. The one bonus, they do get the ult for QCK online. That was the initial purpose of that play towards A, so that is in pocket. Maybe the Yori will make some difference, maybe not, because Karon's already found less.
Less. Maybe gives away a little bit of the game plan here. The Aldrone definitely will.
Hello.
Yeah.
Loud's coming to my side, guys.
He does have an Odin. Opportunity to potentially slow things down here, but not noted just yet by QCK. Now he will be. The stun comes through, confirming that.
But
Meteor with 3!
Oh my god, in between a rock and a hard place, Meteor puts himself there. He willingly walks into it. Oh, that's just outstanding from Meteor. Gen G make it to 12, and all of those problems, all those little threats that could have happened get pushed aside, and now it's do or die. Loud have a purchase here. They don't have an instant ult to play with. You got 2 away for Sadak, 2 away from 2. That's not what you really want on Omen anyway. They have nothing to depend on. And on the other side, you've got Knives Texture, lockdown for Meteor, full purchase. Loud, if you got anything, this is the round to show it.
No wiggle room left here. Texture.
Fast mid.
Yeah, very aggressive here, forcing Loud, well, at least less, much deeper into spawn.
But the
And a
KJ
ton
setup-
of information, a ton of map control garnered on the back of that. Lockdown available. Like you said, the Killjoy utility littered across A site. But already, Gen G are able to make their way over towards A site. The Loud commit here? Then they are.
Yeah, the lockdown gonna. What's the plan for the lockdown then? Still that util, open plant. Can they get out in time? Oh, no, Meteor catching him on the cross. Big punish there. Anyone gonna get caught by this too? None detained, but herded away. And look at Meteor, hot on their heels. Larkio with 1, down to Count D in less than 2. The defuse, it's going on, they can't stop it. Gen G, crush Loud in the final map here. Incredible performance. And a lot of us now very much on board the Gen G train.
Wow. I mean, I'll put my hands up. We talked about this matchup at length when it was announced, and I wasn't really buying into the Gen G Stonks coming into this, especially drawing a first round versus Loud.
I think that's a fair assessment.
But I said at the top of this series, today will be the day they validate that hype, and I think they've absolutely done that, Lauren.
Yeah,